This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Another day, another offensive explosion for the Yankees today against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. The Yanks win it 10-4. Trent Grisham, the hero today. Not one, but two home runs. And again, the final score 10-4 as the Yanks have taken the first two from the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Marcus Stroman lasted just 4 innings. His second start, the bullpen was pretty good. The Yanks have now won 3 in a row. For the second time this season, they're 6-2. Hello, everyone. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. If not, welcome aboard. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz. Everything from TV to web to radio. You can follow me on X at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast gives you a place to chat after every game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your very first purchase. As we said, 10-4 the final score. Truth be told, the Yanks are beating up on teams they should beat up on. Perfect case in point right here. The last 2 days in Pittsburgh. Pirates don't have the pitching to match up with the Yankees lineup, and the Yankees lineup making the Pirates pay for a second consecutive day. And as we said, the Yanks have now won 3 in a row. The final game of the Arizona series in the Bronx, the first 2 of the Pittsburgh series in Pittsburgh, and the Yanks will go for the sweep on Sunday. We'll get to that coming up. Every Yankee in the order today had at least 1 hit. Multiple hits from Paul Goldschmidt, Anthony Volpe, Mr. Peraza, and obviously Trent Grisham as well, who had 4 runs driven in, including 2 homers. Speaking of Trent Grisham, the solo home run and the 3-run shot, as we said, drove in 4. His second and third home runs of the season. Believe it or not, he now has 6 hits in his last 3 games. And the only reason he's seeing playing time is because Cody Bellinger isn't quite ready to go with the bat. More on him coming up. So again, Grisham taking advantage of his playing time. 6 hits in the last 3 games. It's his first 2-homer game since June of 21 and the 3rd career multi-home run game. And how about this? Brady Falter was the starter for the Pirates today. He gave up both home runs to Grisham. How about this number? Grisham against Falter, 5 for 5 with 3 home runs in his career. That includes the 2 today. So whether Bellinger was going to play tonight or not, quite a move to have Trent Grisham in there against Brady Falter, and it played out perfectly. Aaron Boone certainly knows what he's doing. Again, Grisham now has 6 hits in his last 3 games, and again has 3 home runs on the season. By the way, Yanks now had 25. They continue to set records every single day. As we said, the Yanks now have 25 home runs in 8 games. That's a major league record. They've got 40 extra base hits. 40. Unbelievable numbers. The Yanks, meanwhile, are playing 22 games in 23 days. They'll have off on Thursday, but again, no rest for the weary. After Pittsburgh, we move on to Detroit. We'll get to the schedules coming up. As we said, Paul Goldschmidt had 3 hits. Anthony Volpe had 2. Peraza and Grisham each with 2. As for the pitching, Marcus Stroman, once again, not great. Does not qualify for the victory. In fact, he only goes the first 4 through just 74 pitches, only 44 for strikes. Stroman, 4 innings, 3 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And again, not going deep into games. Again, only threw 74 pitches today. However, the bullpen, which has not been great with a couple of rude exceptions, they were good today. Hill, Leiter Jr., Cruz, and Yarborough finish the final 5 innings without allowing a run. In fact, only 1 hit allowed. That was by Tim Hill. Mark Leiter Jr. went an inning, as did Hill. Fernando Cruz went an inning. Ryan Yarbrough, who was whacked around the other night against Arizona, well, he went 2 innings, striking out 5 in 2 innings of work. So excellent bounce back work there from Ryan Yarbrough. And again, the combination of Hill, Leiter, Cruz, and Yarbrough pick up the paces for Marcus Stroman, who once again does not figure in the decision. Leiter gets the win. The Yankees whiffed the Pirates 10 times today, and the Yankees struck out 10 times themselves. As we said, Brady Falter, 4 innings, 7 earned, did strike out 5, but allowed both home runs to Trent Grisham. Believe it or not, a 4 spot in the bottom of the 4th for the Pirates actually gave them a lead, 4-2. However, quick bounce back for the Yankees. The next half inning, top of the 5th, that's where they did their damage. 6 runs, including the opposite field 3-run shot from Grisham. And again, the Yankees go on to win it 10-4. Yanks are 6-2 and a perfect 2-0 away from New York. Paul Goldschmidt had 3 hits. Aaron Judge had a hit, scored 2 runs. Judge, by the way, now hitting .364 and slugging 1,000. Judge did not homer did not drive in a run today. However, he'll still be a record holder going into Sunday. Judge, the first player to have 17 RBIs through his first 7 games, will now make it 8. No players ever had 17 RBIs in 8 games. And again, the Yanks are 6-2. Judge also scored the 750th run of his career. It comes in game 1001. For what it's worth, Craig Nettles also scored 750 runs in a Yankees uniform. So Judge and Nettles tied for 25th all-time on the Yankees run scoring list. Again, excellent stuff from Judge and his friends. Okay, the Yanks are now 18-9 against the Pirates in the regular season. We're not counting the World Series. Just during the regular season, obviously haven't played much. Now that interleague is here to stay, worthy of mention, Yanks are 18-9 against the Pirates, so they've done very well against Pittsburgh. We talked about Marcus Stroman's 4th inning. He walked 3 in that inning. They all scored. So again, killing himself with walks, 4 innings, 3 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks. So it's not really the bats that are doing the damage against Stroman. It's the walks. And those always come back to hurt you. Again, he threw just 74 pitches in his 4 innings of work. But again, as we said, the bullpen was phenomenal. Tim Hill, Mark Leiter Jr., Fernando Cruz, Ryan Yarbrough, all combined to stifle the bats of the Pirates. Pirates only had 4 hits. 3 against Stroman, 1 against Hill. That was it. The last hit they had came in the 5th inning against Hill. Hill worked out of it, and that was it. No more hits for the Pirates the rest of the way. In fact, they had 1 player, Ke'Bryan Hayes, had 2 hits. Only 2 other players had hits on the Pirates for the entire game. So again, this was an offensive explosion. Yet again, the Yankees continue to rack up the runs. However, with the exception really of 1 bad 10-minute inning, if you will, the Yankees pitching was pretty good today. All right, we've got tons of news and notes to get to, including updates on Clark Schmidt, Cody Bellinger, and Jonathan Loaizaga. We'll also do the probables for the series ender coming up tomorrow. And again, we'll do all of that coming up next. All right, get the supplies you need from the site made for skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Well, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That, of course, supplyhouse.com. All right, final segment of the show. The Yankees in Pittsburgh, spoiling the fun. They are now 2 for 2 against the Pirates in Pittsburgh as they beat the Pirates on Saturday afternoon 10-4. As we told you, all 9 Yankee starters had at least 1 hit. 4 of them had at least 2 hits, and Trent Grisham had 2 home runs. He is red hot, getting playing time while Cody Bellinger sits. We'll get to Bellinger in a second. First, we need to start with Clark Schmidt. He threw 52 pitches in his rehab start, struck out 7, 3 1/3 scoreless innings. That was earlier today. The Yankees expect him to make one more rehab start before being activated. So excellent news in regards to Clark Schmidt. Cody Bellinger took some swings in the cage earlier today, said he felt pretty good. He's had the back issue, which he's previously had. He calls it typically a few-day thing. So he's apparently not concerned. So good news on both Clark Schmidt and Cody Bellinger. And Jonathan Loaisiga, who continues to rehab from surgery, tossed a bullpen today with Double-A Somerset. Loaisiga's target of a late May, early June return to MLB, according to Aaron Boone, is realistic. All right, as for the schedule, one more afternoon game in Pittsburgh. That'll be Sunday, a 1:35 start time. Will Warren will go for the Yankees. Haney will go for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And again, the Yanks trying to sweep away the Buccos. Yanks are 6-2, obviously doing quite well this start of the season. After the Pittsburgh game, 3 in Detroit, and it's supposed to be 30s and 40s for highs in Detroit. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all 6:40 Eastern time starts should be interesting. The Yankee pitching order as of now: Monday will be Rodon, Tuesday will be Carrasco, Wednesday will be Max Fried. All right, as we said, the Yankees have one more game featuring Will Warren against Pittsburgh on Sunday, then 3 in Detroit before the Yanks come home for 3 with San Francisco and 3 with Kansas City. So the schedule doesn't get any easier. Again, in Detroit for chilly temperatures, home for 2 good teams, San Francisco and Kansas City. 25 home runs in 8 games for the Yankees. That's a major league record. As we said, they continue to set major league records for offensive explosions. As we said, 25 home runs, 40 extra base hits through 8 games really is remarkable. And again, the Yankees will go for the sweep and their first 4-game win streak of the season tomorrow with Will Warren taking the mound. All right, we want to mention our partners in crime over at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Gatsoulias and Brian McKeon. Again, they handle all the stuff at Locked On Yankees, so please follow, subscribe, and enjoy. What another wonderful Yankee offensive output, this one in Pittsburgh. Final score 10-4. Trent Grisham, the hitting star, 2 home runs, including 4 RBIs. He's red hot. Grisham hitting .471 on the season. And again, seeing playing time with Cody Bellinger nursing the bad back, although Bellinger is expected to come back either Sunday or Monday, either in Pittsburgh or Detroit. As we said, Trent Grisham, the hitting star, the bullpen, the pitching stars. Marcus Stroman lasted just 4 innings through 74 pitches. But again, the combination of Hill, Leiter, Cruz, and Yarborough get the job done for the Yankees pen. They win it 10-4. Again, tomorrow's finale against Pittsburgh will start at 1:35 first pitch. Have a good night, everyone. So long.